Hello viewers, this is Major General Neelendra Kumar for the video channel, YouTube channel Lex Consilium Foundation and the playlist Going Strong in conversation with General V.N. Sharma, Indian Army's 14th Chief of Army Staff. And my next question to you, sir, is would you like to recount for the viewers your impression about Lt Gen PS Bhagat Victoria Cross?
I first met General Prem Bhagat when he was a second lieutenant. He had got very badly injured in the Battle of Alamein under General Montgomery, who later became Field Marshal and the head of the British Armed Forces. But at that time, Lieutenant General Montgomery was commanding the forces in North Africa. And the Battle of El Alamein, the Germans under Rommel knew that the British Army had been greatly developed. Now, what I want to tell you here is that all fighting, wherever it is based on the country giving supplies and support to that army. What is that? Fuel, ammunition, aircraft, units, divisions, corps, like that. So the 8th Army under General Montgomery had been greatly built up, and they were required to attack along the north coast of Africa against Rommel of the Desert. And Rommel, meanwhile, because Hitler had got into an attack in Russia, 1941-42, all the supplies of the German army were being sent to the Russian front. So Rommel of the Desert, who had conquered the whole of North Africa in his time, was devoid of fuel, ammunition, supplies and troops. So he knew that he had to become on the defenses. So outside El Alamein, between the border of Libya and Egypt, he had laid about about 10, 15, 20 kilometers of minefields.
Yes.
To keep the 8th Army stuck in Alexandria, which is North Africa, North Egypt. So to make the attack, I won't go into the story of the attack, because Montgomery encouraged Rommel to attack first, which he did, but then he got caught in accordance with the type of firepower and defenses that Montgomery had laid on. And then he had to withdraw. But he went through his own minefields and relaid the minefields as he withdrew. Now the 8th Army had to advance, and they wanted this about 10-15 miles of minefields to be cleared. And the man to do the job was a company of sappers, Bombay sappers, under 2nd Lieutenant Prem Singh Bhagat. So he was in a truck, and he went deliberately for all these kilometers, and every time his truck would get blown up, he would get another truck, and his eardrums got bashed up, but he got injured in many places, but he wouldn't halt. He carried on for a number of days and number of nights till he cleared the minefield. And he didn't relax till he had done that. Once the minefield was cleared, which took about 2-3 days and night, he had to be evacuated to India for repair and recovery because he was so badly injured. That was his story. He was a 2nd lieutenant. And he was given the Victoria Cross, which is the highest award that the British had. They gave it to Prem Bhagat. So when he arrived in Pune, he was in a military hospital, and the civil surgeon, Dr. Bhandari, was looking after him in the civil hospitals because of the overflow of patients from Italy and from the North African campaign which had come to Pune. And the army was unable to manage them, so the civil hospitals were also asked to take over these injured. And the daughter of this General Bhandari later made civil surgeon, Mohini. She took special care of Prem Bhagat, who was a handsome young fellow, very badly injured, and she helped him to recover for 6 or 7 months. After that, I first met him because his first thing he did in 1942 was to come and visit the RIMC.
Yes.
I was a young cadet with about 12 years of age at that time, and since he belonged to Rawlinson section, which was my section, he came and had lunch with us. So first thing I remember is that this 2nd lieutenant came. He had only one medal, and that was the Victoria Cross.
That was the only one?
Yeah.
Yes.
He had the purple ribbon of the Victoria Cross on his shirt, nothing else. And he sat there having lunch with us. And the whole section kept around him.
Yes.
We forgot our lunch just to hear his story.
His stories.
That is my first meeting. Later, during the 71 war, I was Col GS of the Armoured Division. The war finished. It was 1982, which was the Golden Jubilee of the RIMC. 50 years.
Yes.
Since the school was raised in 1972 I'm talking about, after the 1971
Yes.
war. And Prem Bhagat was the Central Army Commander.
Yes.
He gave hukam that all RIM colonies will come for the Golden Jubilee to RIMC. Right? So we said, how do we go? Now, to get leave and all that, so we didn't know what to do. But the various corps commanders in charge, Naveen Rawley in North Punjab and Tapi Rana had come from Bangladesh, commanding southern Punjab at the end of 71 war, were told that RIM colonies will be given leave. And how do we reach from the front, Western Front,
Yes.
to Dehradun in time? So he requested the Air Force. By the way, by the RIMC, the Royal Indian Military College, or now Rashtriya Indian Military College, has all three services functioning there. So the topmost commanders of the three services are mostly in those days from RIMC. So he told somebody, top Air Force officer in Bangalore, that I want a transport aircraft to go to Kotkapura, Western Punjab, pick up the RIM colonies from there and bring them to Dehradun. Done. So the aircraft arrived and we all boarded this aircraft. We arrived at the Jolly Grant Airport in Dehradun and we all drove in a truck to RIMC and attended the Golden Jubilee. Now in the Golden Jubilee, the chief guest was the President of India. And before he spoke on the dais, I mean all the cadets and the old boys were outside in a lawn in the education block, and in a little stage that was made there where the talks were being done, the commandant, then Lieutenant Colonel Parab, gave the introduction, and then he said, you'll be glad to know that we have 3 army commanders sitting behind me as the future of this school. We said, produce 3 army commanders sitting here. Candid was Western Army Commander, and Prem Bhagat was Central Army Commander. Babur was Southern Army Commander, right? So the commandant of the school said, gentlemen must tell you that the Field Marshal is retiring after in early 72, and the next chief is going to be Gopal Babur, who is a RIM Korean. So may I ask General Gopal Babur to say a few words. So Gopal Babur came up there, and he gave us a little bhajan for a few minutes. Then he said, but we would like to know that after I retire, the next chief will again be a RIM Korean. That will be Prem Bhagat sitting over there, because he is the senior most. The moment he said that, Prem Bhagat stood up in front of everybody, including the President. He said, don't take whatever Kapoor says is sheer lies.
Yes.
He is the one man who will make sure that I never become the army chief. And sure enough, as you will recollect, Gopal Babur was given an extension of 3 months by Indira Gandhi, because he had taken over a little later after Manekshaw retired. And the result was Prem Bhagat retired. So he never became the army chief.